military vehicles, my goodness. Has that lion been on there all week? How are you? Yes, I'm right. I've got you lovely people to talk to. When the spring is spring, I'm like a lost sheep. I've got nothing to say. So, tell me what we've got here.
1948.
Really? So this is gold dust. This is absolutely wonderful. Tell me the significance of the lion.
Well, it started with this one, and as you can see in the back, we have quite a collection now. So it's a bit of a born-free thing, really.
So this is the series one. This is what everybody's after. This is the real collectible. Again, I must say, beautifully presented. It's a credit to you.
My family for 48 years.
Fantastic. That's great, isn't it? Well, good for you and lovely that it's here. Thank you very much for bringing it. Wonderful. This is for green laning, off-roading, that sort of thing.
Yeah. So we'll be in the arena there.
Fantastic. Well, that was a hugely popular thing last year, very spectacular in that mud. Hopefully we're not going to have mud like that this year. Wonderful, thank you. Good morning, sir. What have we got here?
1993 Discovery 1 3.9 V8 manual, 7-seater. I've owned it for 18 months, 258,000 miles, and again, surprisingly it will be a
And where does this fit into your lifestyle? Is this high days and holidays, or is this an everyday vehicle?
We use it for shows. I've been to Derby in it this morning. So we've done 80 miles today. But no, it's a practical classic. It's not parked up in a shed for 6 months of the year. I get in it, I drive it, and again you'll see what it's capable of later on.
Fantastic. Thank you for bringing it this weekend. Thank you. Don't go all shy on me. You should be very proud of what you've got here. What is this?
It's a 6 Defender.
And what, is this your go-to-work vehicle, or?
My husband's going to work here.
So you're really just the chauffeur then? Well done, thank you. Now we're going back in years again, just for the presentation on this, absolutely glorious. You must be very pleased with how this has turned out.
Yeah.
Is this something that you've done?
No, but it's a bit of work in progress. We do the best.
This, of course, in terms of series, this is a Series 1.
Series 188, 1950.
Well, presentation absolutely glorious, because 75 years old, you know, it's incredible, isn't it, really? Because certainly initially they didn't have a very easy life, did they? The whole story was the army, the farmers, the forestry, all that sort of thing. And that was very much what put Landrover on the map, wasn't it? Well, great to see it. Thank you very much for bringing it, sir. The sun is shining, ladies and gentlemen. How fantastic is that? We've been here in the wet and we've been here in the dry, and I know which I prefer. Now, good morning, sir. What have we got here?
1982.
Much of the history of this. How long have you owned it, sir?
Only had it 9 months. I do believe that recently. Came as it is, except for like more work underneath axles and getting right to this bit. That's why I keep doing it. Pound I spent, and the dead Catapillar alongside with the Series 1A. He has promised to swap the straight swap at the end of the show.
Well, that will be worth it. I'll be there interviewing both of you on that. I hope you get a pass from the wife.
Yeah, she's already said we can do the swap.
What about his?
We haven't asked him.
We won't spoil the fantasy, right? Bless you. Now, my goodness, one of my personal favourites. Hello, sir. What a joy it is to see you again. Now, my goodness, tell us what we've got here.
This is a replica of an Edwardian motor car that was borrowed from its wealthy owner and hastily converted into an ambulance for service in France during the First World War. We don't know how many were done, but quite a lot apparently, driven by old scoutmasters, people too old to fight, and the main job in France was to carry casualties from regimental aid posts to the hospital.
I mean, in social history terms, absolutely fascinating. The whole idea that there was really no ambulances initially, and so the basic cars were taken and converted. I mean, I think how this is presented is absolutely extraordinary, and it tells such a special story because wars are terrible, terrible things, and the casualties that in the First World War just horrendous. It's a great pleasure to see you, and my goodness, both of you in the regalia. I'm going to interview the nurse now. So what you're wearing is very much in keeping with what they would wear.
Absolutely it is, yes. I do my best to. If anyone's poorly, I'll see them.
Absolutely, and I mean, again, the whole casualty side of war was not, it just didn't seem to figure in the equations in First World War, Boer War, all those sort of things. So my goodness, a very, very valuable role was played by nurses. So wonderful to see both you two and this fabulous vehicle. This gentleman is a prize winner, I might tell you. Bless you, thank you too. Now, again, we very much, I think is there 100 conversions for Landrovers? There's ambulances and fire engines and all these different things. And here we have another variant. So what have we got here, sir? Right. You confused me by putting the steering wheel on the wrong side. So tell me a little bit about what's going on here, sir.
So Landrover Floor Control 101, 1976. Spent most of his life in Antwerp, Germany, and Mönchengladbach with the 1st and 2nd Upholstery Guards. Then it was taken over by the Welsh Guards, 1st Welsh Guards. And then he came out of retired from his service in 1984, and then went back into civilian hands then. So
The concept with these was that they were an uprated Landrover. This may well have worked as part of an artillery outfit, towing a gun, carrying ammunition, etc. Variation on a theme, and of course with a forward mounted cab, a lovely big area for payload, etc. Quite an unusual vehicle, nice to see, thank you very much. Now, Catapillar, how's that got in here? There are not many things on this in this display that have got two engines, but this lovely little D4 has two engines. This starts on what they call a donkey engine, or what they have in America they call a pony engine, a little petrol engine, and then you engage into your main diesel engine. Nice to see this here, sir. Tell me about what is your military connection?
It's 1944 ex-Swiss Army Catapillar. So it was restored a few years ago, and they just painted over the green with yellow. So eventually I'll get it back to green.
I mean, that Catapillar, absolutely a very, very popular model today. They are a frontline main construction equipment manufacturer. So we are talking, in a quick calculation here, 80 something years of age. Wonderful to see, thank you very much. Hello you two, what have we got here?
We got a Champ, and the engine is a electric motor one and electric scooter.
Wow, well how clever are you guys, because did Dad make this?
Oh, Father Christmas made it.
Fair play to him. Well, good for you. Lovely to see some youngsters involved. Fantastic. Austin Champ was Austin's idea of a Landrover. Unfortunately, they made a massively over-spec'd vehicle, which was too expensive, and Landrover undercut them, and that's why you see lots of Landrovers and not very many Austin Champs. Great to see, guys. Good morning, sir. Now, what have we got here?
We've got a James ML, the lightweight motorcycle used by British Airborne Forces.
So this essentially would have been thrown out of a plane.
Yeah, they've got a little handle on the top of the handlebars to fold the handlebars and the length of the tank, fold the footrest on it, and then they fit in a drop frame with a parachute on it, thrown out with the idea of it getting troops mobile very well.
And of course incredibly handy to have in that environment, because you needed to disperse away from the parachute drop zone. Very unusual, nicely presented. Thank you very much, sir. We're getting on. We're going to get everybody to talk to. Hello, sir. Now, variation on a theme. What have we got here?
Bombardier Can-Am 250 two-stroke, British Army from about 77 up to about 84. And obviously the Belgians use them as well, a bit later on actually.
And just in a theatre of war, is this for carrying messages? Is this? Tell me what this would have been used for.
I learned to pass through some of these, and that was transport, so it's basically convoy control.
You'd be traffic management, yeah. Fascinating. Thank you very much, sir. Wonderful. Now, hello guys, how are you? Great to see you again. Tell me what we've got here.
It's 1943 yeah.
Great to see it, and of course that bit of history is everything, isn't it? As far as how do these things all fit into the war. So what about this one?
1942 Royal Enfield WBCO.
So very much similar sort of age, similar ideas about the role this would have been, messenger services, etc., traffic management, that sort of thing, escorting military convoys. Again, nicely presented, sir. Thank you for bringing us. Now this noisy individual, hello sir, what on earth is going on here?
Okay, 1976 Warner France M746 22.5 ton tank transporter. There were 125 built for the US Army. They towed the M757 trailer, rated to carry M60 tanks, which weighed in the region of 62 tons. B12 Detroit diesel twin turbo engine, unusually a two-stroke diesel engine, and 625 horsepower with a 5-speed twin disc semi-automatic gearbox behind it.
So essentially a torque converter sort of idea. So this would be very much heavy haulage, heavy recovery. What's the name of the vehicle? I mean, we're seeing the Oshkosh version of this in today's world. I mean, obviously heavy tanks need heavy vehicles to pull them. Wherever did you find this, sir?
Well, I first spotted these out in military sales in Germany. About 5 or 6 years later, a friend of mine rang me up and was one for sale in a company called Leavesley International on the A38 down in Burton. Shot down there, did a deal on it, and here it is. I've owned it for about 23 years now.
Fantastic, and your passion, your enthusiasm means we get to see it. That is such an important part of this story. Thank you, sir. Now, good morning, guys. How are we doing? What have we got here?
This is a 1975 Elvis Civitan.
And Elvis, we know Elvis because they were car manufacturers and they moved into being ammunition military applications. And does Elvis still exist?
It's part of BAE Systems now, being swallowed up like a lot of the other old manufacturers.
Now, in terms of logistics, do you drive here? Do you bring it on a low loader? What do you do?
I drove it here this weekend, and then we'll be taking it back on the trailer. I drove it because I was using it for some of the VE Day celebrations, so then it's more convenient just to drive it here, and it's fun as well.
And in terms of weight, what are we talking about here? Because I'm looking at all these wonderful slabs of steel.
Yeah, so this is aluminium armour on this vehicle, so it's surprisingly light. It's fully loaded, it's 9 tons, so it can be transported by Hercules or a Chinook.
Yes, I'm amazed that it's as light as that. I was sort of thinking 18, 20 ton, but as you say, in an airborne application, weight is hugely important. Thank you so much for bringing it, sir. Something a little bit different. Well done. Thank you. What engine have you got in this?
What's that?
Engine.
L10 Cummins, yeah.
It's had a heart transplant. Does he want to... Hello, sir. Tell me what we've got here.
We've got a 1950s Mark 1 Camel Explorer with a Cummins L10 engine.
And that conversion, was that very difficult to do?
It wasn't too bad to do, to be fair.
Have made it a much more user-friendly, much more practical.
It should have.
Yes, yes. Well, it'd have a job to be any worse, wouldn't it? Bless you. Thank you very much. Hello, sir. Now, what have we got here?
Hi, it's a Scamel Mark II 1953 Explorer. Don't know much about its history other than it worked for a long time with a fairground in Nottingham. It's had 2 generators in the back.
We should be so grateful for the whole fairground movement because these vehicles, they fell into a life on the fairgrounds because they needed heavy haulage, but they didn't need them all day, every day, and that's how a lot of these very interesting vehicles have survived, because they weren't worked to death. Nice to see, sir. Thank you very much. Hello, sir. Now, what have we got here?
It's actually Ukrainian Army Kraz T55, 19 litre V8 diesel that does about 5 miles a gallon on a good day.
I mean, it does have a presence, doesn't it, if you know what I mean? It's just sort of putting down a marker. And what would these have been used for?
This one originally was a tank transporter, and they did them as cargo trucks, so you could even get them with a 20-ton digger mounted on the back of them.
Yes, and I mean a huge array of different workshop applications, all that sort of thing. Great to see, quite an unusual vehicle in this country. Thank you very much for bringing it, sir. And finally today with our military display. Good morning, sir. What have we got here?
It's a 1951 Scamel Explorer.
This has also got an auto conversion.
That L10, just to put that in context, that would be the engine you'd find in an Arctic tractor unit of probably 10, 20 years ago. A wonderful, wonderful engine. You won't be putting another engine in it, will you? Wonderful to see. Thank you very much. Right, that's our military display. Give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. You think we can get them to blow their horns? Have you got a horn, guys? 3, 2, 1, blow those horns. Thank you. Let's give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Wonderful to see this. Because of these guys' enthusiasm, we get to see these vehicles. I mean, we've talked about some of these trucks, it's not miles to the gallon, it's gallons to the mile. So we're very, very pleased to see them here this weekend. Wonderful. So next in the ring, we're pretty much running out of time. My goodness, ladies and gentlemen, have we ever got a treat for you now? Pound for pound, there is no horse that's ever been bred more powerful than what we've got coming in the ring. So just sit back and a wonderful display, but prepare to be surprised because you are going to see the world's most powerful horse. So the rest of our day is 11:30 is our fabulous steam parade, and my goodness, we've got some steam for you today. We hope, and I'm reasonably optimistic about this, that we will be able to offer the opportunity for you to have a go at driving a traction engine. And so that is going to take place around about 12:15, 12:30, something like that. So that's something to really look out for. Right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. So, my goodness, prepare to be amazed. The world's most powerful horse. Please, can you move it? It is causing an obstruction. This is down by the vintage tractors. We have got tractors here, so the next alternative is wonderful. So please, if you have a grey Discovery SR16CZS, can you please move it immediately? Thank you very much.